Hi guys, this is Allison Pryor again. This is lesson 3. We're going to do the iceberg now. So I just want to, this is just a quick little painting I thought we'd have some fun with. So let's draw out an iceberg. Let's just draw it out first to get some shape. So let's take something like the letter V. It doesn't have to be any particular shape. Almost like a mountain, but you can make your own shape. Icebergs are kind of all different shapes, and we'll make a nice big one right here. So I just drew it out, and then I'm going to fill it in with some darker shades. But what I want to do is I want to show you, if you want to get a nice little separation, you can take your pencil and make some squiggly lines right down the center of these nice little icebergs. So that's all, just little squiggly lines. And then you can take, because it's in the sunset and we want to get some nice colors from the sky, we'll sort of do like a pink background. So let's underpainting, if you want to call it, for shadows. And so we'll use pink, and we'll just put that on there. And if that's not pink enough, because we want to make it a little dark, so we don't want to distinguish it from the ice. And then we'll keep adding our background color. We just want to get that iceberg established for shape, mostly for shape. Okay, so just put on your background color, fill it in, use those squiggly lines just to help guide you to which way you want to shape up your iceberg. Alright, so we'll just put that on here like this. Just fill it in. Won't worry about too much right now. Just want to get that moving. Get that paint on there. Let's make the background, oops, I kind of messed there. Just put the background over on this back side, just a little bit darker. You just add more red and less white, and then you'll get the other side a little bit darker. Okay, so just keep putting that on there, just having some fun. This time add a bit more white so that this side is going to be lighter. There we go. You can come right across that one there, it doesn't matter. And we'll just keep this going. Alright, so keep that going. Now, and we'll do the other side in the reddish color with less white. Okay, I'm trying to speed it up for you because you can always pause, or you know, you can always slow it down, pause it, go back over it again. So here we go. Got a darker color in the background here, and then we'll add more white again, and we'll come over on this side because we want one side to be lighter just to give it some shape. I'm just putting on my whites, my bit of pink in there. Make one side lighter than the other. Okay, and back to the reddish color. There we go. It's pretty simple. You're just throwing on your paints. And sometimes you just want to put them on and see what happens. And if something happens that you don't like, you just go back over it again. Just keep going back and forth until you're happy with your paintings, with your paints and with what you're doing. Like I say, a lot of people try to paint and then they end up getting frustrated and saying, oh, it's not working out. But, you know, painting is going back and forth until you get what you like. And I know you see a lot of videos on YouTube or anywhere else, and you see the artists are just doing their thing, but, you know, before they put the video on, they probably practiced, or they probably had a lot of experience, so it made it look easy. But in reality, you do have to go back and forth. Even the best of painters go back and forth until they get what they're looking for. But for videos, you have to speed it up a little bit. So let's just do that, and then what we'll do is we'll take a fan brush And we will put on more white for the ice so that it looks nice and bright. So I'm just going to take my fan brush and I'm going to scoop it in there, and I'm letting that mix with the pink because I want it bright, but I want to keep the pinks going. I'm just taking my fan brush and starting at the top, and I'm going to pull down, pull down some streaks. And you can see I'm holding my brush this way, like it's vertical. And I'm just pulling down some streaks of ice. And I'm using that little squiggly line for a guide, so I want to know where I'm going to put my streaks. And that kind of makes it nice and bright on one side. So we'll do the other side. Pull your brush right through, fill it up, and start moving your ice. There we go. Now, you can also do this with a knife, painting knife. You can do it with a flat brush. So it doesn't have to be a fan brush, but I'm just doing this to get those streaks. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other side over here. And then we got a nice... And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to clean my brush off a bit, and I'm going to start moving that around to the back, to the front. And we're going to just squiggle around our brush so we got some nice, bring it all together, just sort of scrub a little bit. This painting is a lot to do with scrubbing in your paint. There we go, and you just get the shapes you want. Yep, and we'll get the back there in a second. And we'll put on some more paint. And we'll scrub it in. Scrub, 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 scrub. There we go. Very nice. I'm just moving it around, keeping it back. I'm going to put my fan brush away, and I'm going to take out my flat brush, my flat bristle brush. I'm going to clean it off and dry it off in my tissue. And then I'm just going to move this here around to the back. Take it down to the back. Now, it'd be nice to have a picture to go by. I'm just using my imagination here right now. But if you had some pictures or something you could look at, you know, your own pictures, or just if you knew what the icebergs look like, then you could just go ahead and do it on your own. But sometimes you need some pictures to go by. If you had some pictures of icebergs in the ocean, and they may not be in a sunset, but at least you'll be able to get the shapes. Okay, so we'll just scrub, 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 rub-a-dub-dub, let's scrub. So that gives you an idea of what, you know, what you can have. I'm going to add a little bit more white up here just to shape up my iceberg. Just a little bit more white. I'm using a flat brush now, okay? So you can go back and forth with different brushes just to get the effect you're looking for. Pull it down the back. Just trying to keep some shadows so that you have a nice shape. We'll just put some white on top of it, that's all, and just pull it forward. There we go. Oops. There we go. So, the more you layer some whites on top of what you already did, the prettier it looks. There we go. So, like I say, I don't have an iceberg to look at right now. I'm just trying to do this from my head, so I can show you that you can do it. You can do it out of your head. So just start at the top and pull down, and then squiggle around. Start at the top, pull down, and squiggle around. I find that if you start at the top, or you know, and you work your way down, I find that you got more control. So just keep putting on where you want it. I'm just going everywhere right now, but I'm staying to the right of it with the lighter paint. There we go. So we got some nice whites going on here, which makes it look like ice. A little bit here. Like I say, I'm just scrubbing it in. I'm not pushing real hard. I'm just sort of touching it. Okay? Moving it around, moving it around, move around, move around, move around. See how pretty that is? Isn't that pretty? Okay. So I don't want to fool around with too much because we're getting some nice results here. So the main thing is to put on your underpainting and then your highlights on top of that and just move your brush around, okay? So we could do this for a long time. You could keep adding white, 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 you know. But we want to keep the pinks in there so that it looks like there's some light come from the sky. And we keep the back dark so that it looks like there's shadows there. So why don't we get our fan brush, and what we can do is we make some water lines in the water so that it looks like there's so we go with the yellow to keep with the theme of the painting. So we'll go with some yellow, and we'll put some yellow back up here so it looks like water lines underneath this rock. Okay. You can also add some white and yellow. Like I say, I'm experimenting and just fooling around and having some fun. There we go. That looks better because it brightens it up more. But there we go. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay. Now, let's go in here. Get those little water lines going. Maybe there's a bit of water moving. You know, maybe there's we don't want the ocean moving around too much. We're going to have a nice soft scene. Add a little bit on the other side, over here. This shows you that you can do a painting like really fast if you just you know, do whatever you want to do and not have to worry about it, and use just a limited amount of colors, and that way you're not all frustrated with trying to get all different colors to match together. Okay, I'll just add a little bit of yellow that time. There we go. Good. You have to squiggle that one in there somehow. There we go. Okay, now if you want to fix that little back up there, just take your bristle brush again. Scrub that flat bristle brush so that it looks like it's all part of the water. There we go. Good. Now, so take your yellow and your red again, yellow and white, I'm sorry, and just go underneath here. Just make it look like just some water around here. There we go. Good. Let's give her some ice, maybe melting off your iceberg. It's a possibility. Anything's possible because it's your world. You're the one who's making this, so you're making it your way. You do whatever you want with it. You want to have ice melting, if you want to have waves, if you want to have anything you want to do, it's yours. Even if you want a little bit of let's say we want a little bit of reflection from the iceberg. Let's go back into our pinkish color with a bit of white, and you can start putting in a little bit of streaks, just some streaks, just to show that there might be some reflection. It doesn't have to be too fussy, just put it in there. Just squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. See, it's so easy. We got a little bit of a peak on that one there, so we can come down there like that, see? A little bit of peak, a little bit of peek, peekaboo. Okay, so that looks nice. And then, like I said, you can keep adding things to it that you want to do yourself. You can keep playing with it until you're happy, happy, happy. Okay? Add a little bit more white if you want to see some water moving. Right? You can add a little bit more white over here if you see some water moving, or maybe melting, or whatever you want it to do. It's yours. Okay? I like adding a little bit of white on top of it because it gives it a nice bright shine. There we go. So really, I'm not going to do a big lot with this one. I'm going to finish this off now and let you play with it and put on whatever you want. I'm just going to do a couple little finishing touches here in a second. Throw in a little bit of a wave up there. Maybe it's a little bit of a wave or something going on up there. We don't know, but we'll try. Do a few things to make it interesting, you know. You can add a few little birds in the sky. You can take your let's see, what can we do with this up here? Let's add a little bit of a shimmer of sun on top of that there. There, right up by your sun. Add a little shimmer. Okay, I'm just using yellow. Try and get it look like a little bit of a reflection from the sun. I'm throwing it in there. I'm coming back and just going, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm just going to scrub whatever's left on my brush. Don't go filling up with too much paint. Just scrub, 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 scrub. It's a bit darker back there anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. Let's just move it around. Let's get a little bit more yellow, and let's add a little bit of brown to it. Yellow and brown, just to, we don't want too much yellow jumping out at you. So let's get a bit of brown. Okay, a bit of yellow. Okay, so just getting a bit of brown, a bit of yellow, and just mixing it together there and see what happens. All right, let's come down here. Leave some shadows in between your rocks. Make it look like, yeah, shadows there, and it'll give it a little bit of a shape. So you just move it around. Scrub, 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 scrub. Scrub, 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 scrub. Tap, 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 tap. Scrub, 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 scrub. So you're just moving your brush around to see if you can get some shapes. Look, see? Just moving my brush around, and I'm getting that nice reflection from the sun. I might even add a tiny bit of white. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. There we go. See that? Look, just on the edges there. Isn't that cute? Okay, you can scrub that around if you want to move it in with the rest of it. There we go. Good. Now, I see down here, I can still see my line there, so I'm just going to throw in a little bit of white to even that out a little bit there. I'm going to scrub, 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 move it around, 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 pull out, move it around. Good, and what I'm going to do now is add some yellow to the bottom of it. Yellow, there we go, that leaving it out. I'm just going back and forth and having some fun with my painting today. So you do the same thing. This is just a painting to show you can have some fun and not worry about it. Okay? So that looks cute. And then I'm going to add a little bit more white just to brighten it up. So, just brighten it up. Not even going to worry about it. Just going to move around, move around. Put a little bit down here just to brighten it up. Quickly, I might throw in a few little sort of clouds or some low clouds down here. Just something, and just squiggle it in. Look, that's all I'm doing, just squiggling it in. Not too much. Just move my brush, pick a spot, and then just move your brush around. That's all. That's it. And I think what I'm going to do, one more thing, because I want to show you a few things when I get these videos going, because they're very difficult to do at times, and it's hard to find a time and hard to find peace and quiet. So I just put some white on my brush, just white, and then I'm going to rub it off. I'm going to wipe it off in my tissue so that there's hardly any paint left on it. And I'm just going to rub it over here with fix like it's vertical. And then I'm going to go back and forth like this just to give it a little bit of a shimmer, okay? But you don't make sure you don't have too much paint on your brush, because that will kind of take away and you lose a lot of your... So I'm just giving it a shimmer. That's how I give it a shimmer, okay? Shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. There we go. Shimmer, shimmer. Want a little bit more, not too much, because the thing is you can put too much on and you end up ruining your painting, because it just covers everything up. See, look? Shimmer, 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 shimmer. So that's pretty good. I think that's about it for now. I'll leave it alone. It's a nice little painting. It's pretty simple. And this is Allison Pryor signing